I see in your eyes.
This is one by.
Just one look in your eyes.
Yeah, here we go.
And I'm forever
All right.
falling into the silence inside. Just one look in your eyes. And I'm forever falling
Hit that
into
one by.
all the silence inside. And the light-hearted walk alone.
Never used that.
The longing has found a home. And the soul open wide. I mean the luminous inner light there in your eyes. Just one look in your eyes, and I'm forever falling into the silence inside. Just one look in your eyes, and I'm forever falling into the silence inside. Inside. Inside.
Thank you, Tim. Tim Disvang is our musician for today.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Oh, that's because I didn't turn the microphone.
You might want to put it a little closer to you.
Hello?
Yes. Speak up, bro. Just speak up.
Anyway, Tim Disvang is our musician for today, so let's give him another hand. So as you can see, I'm not Reverend Cade. So she's not here today, and she asked me to be the presider, so here I am. So let's start off with an opening treatment. I invite you all to close your eyes, relax, take a deep cleansing breath, and as I like to say, keep on breathing. And be thankful for that breath. Be thankful for our oneness, because we are one. We are one with the supreme creative consciousness of the universe. And we are one with each other. And I give great thanks for this. I give great thanks for this community, of spiritual community of Carlsbad Center for Spiritual Living. I give great thanks for each and every person in this room, and each and every person who is part of our community who cannot be present today. I know that today is a day of joy, a day of expanding consciousness, a day of wonderful things happening in each of our lives. And I give great thanks for this. And I release my words into the law, knowing that they are done as spoken. And together we say, and so it is. And now, Tim, you've got another.
Yes. Oh, there is a holy light. Oh, and everything gonna be alright. And on the horizon, oh, you know the truth shines bright. And I can see the miracle inside. Yeah, miracle inside. And oh, it's sacred now. Yeah, You know the truth shines bright, and I can see the miracle inside. Yeah, let it shine bright, let it shine bright. Oh, across this open sky, spread your wings and fly. Yeah, 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 yeah. So just relax and soften that heart. Let's see, where's new song? Just relax and soften that heart. For it's all in how we play our part. You know it on the horizon, oh, you know love shines bright. Yeah, can you see the miracle inside? Yeah, let it shine bright, let it shine. Oh, across this open sky. Oh, open your wings and fly, yeah, 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 yeah. For everyone carries the sacred light. Yeah, to know it's gonna be alright. And on the horizon, oh, love shines bright. Can you see the miracle inside? Let it take flight. Let it shine. Let it shine.
Thank you, Tim. Well, good morning, everyone. I think everybody knows who I am, but I'm Robert Brown, a practitioner here at Carlsbad Center for Spiritual Living, and I'm the presider for today. It's my pleasure to welcome all of you to the Center for Spiritual Living Carlsbad, where we believe there is a power for good in the universe, and we can use it, and where we come together to teach, demonstrate, and inspire a positive spiritual approach to living. And now I'd like to invite Linda, a last-minute volunteer, to do our candle lighting for today. We light our candles every Sunday to symbolize and remind ourselves of the underlying spirit of life and the unity of all. First, we light a candle for life. Life is everywhere present, flowing through each and every one of us. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is my life now. Please say with me, I am life. We light a candle for love. The birth of love happens within each one of us every time we make room for the Christ consciousness in our hearts and in our lives. We are transformed. I am a point of life within the heart of God. Please say with me, I am love. I messed that one up, didn't I? It wouldn't be me up here if I didn't make a mistake. So that was supposed to be the candle for love, right? Now we light a candle for light. The light of God is the presence and the power. We are always walking in the light. I radiate the light of God wherever I am. Please say with me, I am light. We light a candle for beauty. We are made in the likeness and image of God. We are each whole, complete, and beautiful just as we are. I accept the beauty of God's perfection as my perfection now. Please say with me, I am beauty. Next, we light the candle for joy. Joy is the very nature of spirit and the true essence of each of us. We celebrate the joy of our own rebirth in the God consciousness. I bring joy to the world. Please say with me, I am joy. Now we light the candle for peace. Today and every day, we open our hearts to peace. I am a center of peace in our world. Please say with me, I am peace.
Thank you, Linda.
Thank you, Linda. Finally, I invite you to take a moment to recognize your own inner light, your own inner peace, joy, and beauty that is always shining within as we honor our own metaphysical path of wholeness, oneness, and mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. So our announcements today are in the program as usual. But I'd like to remind you of a few things. Next Sunday, the 9th, is Easter Sunday, and Reverend Lori Mack will be speaking on one solitary life. And I believe she might have some slides from her trip to Italy. The Sunday after that, the 16th, is Potluck Sunday. So work up your appetites for that. And finally, on the 23rd of this month, a new class starts after fellowship. And this will be an accredited class, one of the prerequisites for practitioner training. So those of you who want to get credit for it have to sign up for it and pay a little extra. It's called Spiritual Principles and Practices. And it will be offered every other week, starting on the 23rd.
And the book. The book.
And the book is this thing called You by Ernest Holmes, which is one of my favorite books, certainly that he wrote and that anybody in New Thought wrote. It's something that I think everyone who's new to New Thought should start off with, rather than trying to read Science of Mind. This Sunday, as every Sunday, Spiritual Mind Treatment is our gift to you. Spiritual Mind Treatment, also known as affirmative prayer or positive prayer, is available after the service from one of the available practitioners or minister. So that would be Reverend Maurene, myself, and practitioner Larry. So if anybody wants a treatment, please approach one of us and ask for it. You can also fill out a written request and put it in the box out in the lobby. And then the whole prayer group will pray for you this week. And remember that if you don't get what you're praying for or what you're having prayed for right away, put in more requests. Put in one every week if you need to. Now today is Palm Sunday, and I just wanted to share a personal observation. I looked up Palm Sunday online, and it said that in Christianity, that Palm Sunday represents the triumphant entry of Jesus into Jerusalem riding on a donkey. And I immediately thought to myself, how can someone be triumphant riding on a donkey? And I thought about it. And I finally decided, well, it doesn't matter what you're doing, where you're standing or sitting, and you can even be sitting on your donkey and still be triumphant if you know that you are one with the universe. Today's birthday Sunday as well. And does anybody have a birthday in the month of April?
I do.
You didn't know that, Emerald.
I knew she did, but does anybody else have one? No? Okay, well, let's sing happy birthday to Reverend Maurene.
Let's go this. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Maureen. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, Tim.
And now it's time to say thank you for our volunteers for today. And they are Ruth Ann for these lovely flowers. Martha for being a welcoming presence as the greeter today. Linda for both bringing the birthday cake and lighting the candles. As usual, practitioner Larry is doing a terrific job as the videographer. And he's even using my iPad this morning. And as always, thanks to Jan and Angel, who many of you call Angel, for all the work that they do, assisting us on Sundays and throughout the month. So now if you open up your program, we'll do the group reading. God is all, both visible and invisible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect love and perfect abundance. I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect abundance. Now I think we've got the group song, so if everybody could stand.
How about this little light of mine? Haven't done that for a while. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. In my neighborhood, I'm gonna let it shine. In my neighborhood, I'm gonna let it shine. In my neighborhood, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Here we go, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, yeah, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Every day, every day, every day.
Okay, now I'd like to invite Patsy up to give us today's inspirational reading.
Not too short.
No, no. That should be good.
That looks good.
We got it good.
Thank you. Good morning. Well, this reading this morning is from Ernest Holmes, The Science of Mind textbook, page 371. The meaning of immortality. To most of us, immortality means that we shall persist after the experience of physical death, retaining a full recognition of ourselves. We have the ability to recognize others. If our full capacities go beyond the grave, we must be able to think consciously, to will, to know, and to be known, to communicate, and to receive communications. We must be able to see and be seen, to understand and to be understood. In fact, if one is really to continue as a self-conscious personality beyond this life, he can do so only if he maintains a continuous stream of the same consciousness and self-knowledge that we now possess. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, am I up?
You are. You are up.
Yes, I am. Pretty amazing grace, it's what you showed me. Pretty amazing grace is who you are. I was an empty vessel, you filled me up inside, and with amazing grace, love came alive. Oh, pretty amazing grace, you know is how you saved me. And with amazing grace, you reclaimed my heart. And through the night I wandered, wandering aimlessly, I found your amazing grace inside of me. I stumbled into the doorway of your chapel. I'm humbled and I admire everything I found. Beauty and love surround me, oh, it freed me from what I feared. I asked for amazing grace, you know, and you appeared. I came to you with empty pockets first. When I returned, I was a rich man. I didn't believe love would quench my thirst. But with amazing grace, it showed me it can. So I look in the mirror and I see your reflection. I open the book and you live on every page. I fall and you're there to lift me. Oh, you share my every climb. And with amazing grace you blow my mind. I came to you with empty pockets first. When I returned, I was a rich man. I didn't believe love would quench my thirst. But with amazing grace, showed me it can. And from this amazing place we all had the vision. And from this amazing place we all came to be. And in the night we wandered, oh we wandered aimlessly, until we found that amazing grace inside you and me. It overcame our loss of hope and faith. It gave us a truth we could believe in. It gave us to a higher place. An amazing grace showed me King. Place, showed me that love and faith and truth were all we needed.
Something I forgot to say when we were talking about birthdays. I just wanted to take a moment of personal privilege and wish a very happy birthday today to my brother, Michael. He's 12 years younger than me. He's my little brother. Now it's my great honor and privilege to welcome my partner in life and our minister today, Reverend Maurene Bishop.
Thank you, Robert. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay. It's always great to see all these smiling faces out there. And today, I'm going to stretch your mind a little. You know, in the last month, I talked about quantum physics. I talked about the Big Bang, kind of the very small to the very large. Now I want to talk about you. I'm going to talk about immortality. Because this is the month, this is Easter month, and today I wanted to start preparing. You can't hear me? Oh. Can you turn it up?
You're fine.
Jan can't hear us. Hear me? Okay. Sorry, we'll turn it up. And as Robert said, today is Palm Sunday, and Palm Sunday is a symbol of the master teacher, the Christ consciousness entering into Jerusalem, which is the symbol of peace. So, I love Easter, you know. I think it's because of the chocolate bunnies, and also because of I had little black leather patent shoes that I got at Easter, and little hat and gloves. I've always enjoyed Easter. So it's always a surprise when you can find a whole basket full of eggs. So next week, wear your Easter hats. And I'm looking at you, Larry. But seriously, Easter is the most important event of the Christian calendar, and that we celebrate an individual whose physical body died, yet he appeared to his disciples and his friends right after the event. And he showed us that you never really die. Maybe the body, this body that you currently have, but not the soul, not the container of consciousness. Humans, we appear to have a physical body and a spiritual body. So Easter, it's interesting, Easter actually originated as a pagan celebration of the spring equinox And in 8th century England, the month of April was called Aestra month, after the goddess Aestra. And the festival of spring became assimilated with the Christian celebration of the resurrection. And these two traditions have merged today. It was interesting, and I'm pointing out the little bunny rabbit right here. Thank you. Thank you, Ruth Ann. In 51 BCE, Julius Caesar mentioned that in Britain, they were called hares, H-A-R-E-S, not rabbits, were not eaten due to their religious significance because of their amazing reproductive abilities. So, and it's interesting, the hare, especially a white hare, is often seen in paintings of Mary with baby Jesus. You'll see a little white hair at the side, you know, and that symbolizes that, well, the older beliefs, but that fertility. So I don't know if any of you drive up I-15. I used to live in Scripps Ranch, and you drive up there, and every day is the IHOP. And I always think, I wonder if the Easter Bunny eats breakfast there. One more joke, one more. A group of middle school kids were asked if they knew, what is Easter and why is it a holiday? And the one said, oh yeah, I know. Okay, we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus after his crucifixion by the Romans. After his death, they took him down from the cross and wrapped him in a shroud and put him in a cave and then rolled a rock in front of the entrance. Yeah. And if he came out in 3 days and saw his shadow, there's going to be 6 more weeks of winter. Little confused there. But seriously, immortality, as Pat read earlier, immortality means that we persist after the experience of physical death, which presupposes that we retain memory of the old and bind it to the new. In Science of Mind, there is a declaration of principles, and I have copies out on the table. One of the declaration of principles that Ernest said was, we believe in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul forever and ever expanding. Of course, we believe in evolution. And we know that energy can't be created or destroyed, E equals mc squared, but since we're pure energy ourselves, we know we have always been and always will be. The greatest gift, I think, given to us by Yeshua, the son of Joseph, also known as Jesus, is that proof. And a little background, you know, I use the term Christ. Christ was not his last name. Christ means a universal presence, a principle. It means a person who is so in tune, at one with the divine, that he takes on that consciousness of the Christ. He's one with God. God is, as, and through him. So in the New Testament, there are 4 chapters, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and they basically say about the same thing. They say, well, the first one, Matthew says Mary Magdalene, and another, it says, and the other Mary. It doesn't tell us who the other Mary is. They go to the tomb, he's not there, so they're walking down the road to Galilee, and they meet him. And later, he goes in to see his disciples, and he shows up for dinner, I guess. Now, in Mark, it says the same thing, except it says he appeared in a different form to the women walking on the road. Now, in Luke, it says the same thing about the 2 women, but it says later, their eyes were opened and they finally recognized him, and when they did, he disappeared. He later appears to his disciples, but they were startled and frightened and thought he was a ghost because he just came through the wall. So, and lastly, the book of John, Jesus meets the women, they don't recognize him. Mary thinks he's her gardener. He speaks, and she says, Rabboni, which is another word for rabbi. And she realizes it's him. He looks different though. And on the evening of that day, the doors are locked, it said, and Jesus appeared to his disciples again. But he wasn't, some people did not recognize him. And he may have looked a little differently, or maybe he intentionally wanted not to be recognized. I believe he was in his spiritual body. And I'll talk more about the spiritual body. And if any of you know anything about Yogananda, it has been documented that Yogananda did the same. He would walk around in his spiritual body and talk with people where his physical body was back in a hotel room. So I believe we carry this consciousness. We carry this consciousness from this plane to the next. And you may recall, I was talking about quantum physics. Quantum physics and string theory says there are like 10 dimensions. This is not the only dimension that we will or do live in. We also know that matter is in a continuous state of flow. You know, none of us has the same physical body we had a year ago, or even a week ago. It's constantly changing, and sometimes a little more gray hair. But we have a mold, we have a consciousness that has created a mold for us, for our body. And this, we have that ability to create our body anew every day. And our bodies are like rivers. Ernest Holmes says, the indwelling spirit maintains our identity. The soul needs a physical body, else it would not have evolved one. And by reason of disease, decay, accident, our physical bodies no longer adequate for the soul to function. It lays the present body aside and continues to function through a more subtle one, which I call the spiritual body. And so when we pass from this plane, form is necessary for self-expression. There's no consciousness without something to be conscious of. So the soul clothes itself in form here with our bodies. It's reasonable to conclude that it will need a body and create one in the hereafter. So we molded this outer body. Shouldn't we have been the ones that molded the inner one? I think so. So the plane upon which we are now living in, this dimension, is made out of form, but it's only one plane. And Jesus said, he said, there are many, and I looked this up, there's 61 Bibles, 61 on the internet, and they all have different translations, but I'll try to give you the gist. Jesus said, there are many rooms in my Father's house. He also said, there are many abodes there, and the direct translation from Aramaic to English is, there are many dimensions in my Father's house. And we know the physical universe that we live in has beginnings and endings. We have beginnings and endings, but the universe does not end. The universe goes on. Our bodies are a manifestation existing in time and space. But we know that we have created a body within, and Ernest Holmes thinks we have a body within a body within a body to infinity, that we're able to handle any dimension. The resurrection body is already within us and ready for the unfoldment of the soul. He says, he believed the future body will resemble the same one that you're in, except it'll be free from disease, free from old age, or whatever hinders a more complete flow of spirit. So it's logical that we pass from this life to the next in full and complete retention of our faculties. We have lived from an endless past. We'll live into an endless future. We are immortal. And Abraham Lincoln said, surely God would not create a being as man with an ability to grasp the infinite to exist only for a day. No, no. Man was made for immortality. So what's the bottom line? The bottom line is we need not fear life. We need not fear this universe. We need not fear death or loss of this current body. Because Ernest says, he says, we may be certain that all of us will arrive at the final goal, that none will be missing. Every person is an incarnation of God. The soul can no more be lost than God can be lost. And we say, well, what do we do when we die? And he says, you keep on keeping. I love that. He just says, you keep on keeping on. He said, we will continue in our own individual stream of consciousness, but forever and ever expanding. Because life is forward and up. He says, not less, but ever more, and still more ourselves. We can take our character. He uses the word character. I use the word personality. We can take that with us. We look forward to a place where our work will be done in greater harmony because we'll have a greater understanding. And if you look around, Emerson was one to really look at nature, and nature won't let us stay in one place too long. Just like these are so beautiful. In a couple weeks, they will be gone. But nature doesn't let us stay in that one place just long enough to get experience, necessary to the unfolding of our soul. Nature demands change in order that we evolve. The spiral of life is upward. Evolution carries us forward, not backward. We're evolving, we're eternally expanding. We are made of eternal stuff, and that we're part of a divine plan. I love this. Ernest Holmes said, you're born of eternal day, and the spiritual sun shall never set upon the glory of the soul, for it is the coming forth of God into self-expression. We must give ourselves time to work out all our problems. If we don't work them out here, we shall hereafter. There'll be time enough in eternity to prove everything. Every person is an incarnation of eternity, a manifestation in the finite right now of the infinite. He didn't believe in reincarnation. He believed incarnation was coming back and doing the same thing again. He didn't believe that. He believed we just keep moving forward. So, for me, I love the message of Easter because a man rose from the dead. He passed from this dimension to the next, and he showed us. He was the way shower. He showed us how it is done. He was able to retain, maybe his body looked a little different, but he was able to retain his own personal stream of consciousness, his personalities, and we can do the same. So in ending, I just want to say, you are an eternal destiny, and forever expanding principle of conscious intelligence. You're the ocean in a drop of water. You are the sun in its rays. You're birthless, you're deathless, you're changeless. I'm talking about your soul. You are the divine expressing now and always, forever and ever. So it is.
so the story goes, when the treasures went to war, when we were sowers of the seed hill, when we were hunters of the boar. And so they set the stage, but the play remains the same, for the hunters of the sun, the catchers of the rain. And so the story goes, oh, once upon a time, when we were Spanish conquistadors, down in the valley of the mine, we came to take the gold for Jesus and for Spain, and we were hunters of the sun, we were the catchers of the rain. We are the hunters of the sun, we are the catchers of the rain. Did you go and ask the eyes? You know they closed in Nagasaki the day the fire took the skies. But the bullies down the road, you know they're really all the same, for they are hunters of the sun, yeah, they are catchers of the rain. They are the hunters of the sun, they are the catchers of the rain. And so the story goes, when the flags all look the same, when all the tribes are gone, yeah, and no one knew their names. They said once upon a time, back when we were insane, when we were hunters of the sun, yeah, we were catchers of the rain. We were the hunters of the sun, we are the catchers of the rain. And so the story goes, when the awareness finally came that we are all one here, that we are all the same, and he opened up the heart, for there was no one left to blame, for the hunters of the sun and for the catchers of the rain. For we are hunters of the sun, we are the catchers of the rain. We are the catchers of the rain. Oh, hunters of the sun, we are the catchers of the rain. We are the catchers of the rain. And we are all the same. Oh, the hunters of the sun, the catchers of the rain. We are the catchers of the rain.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Kim. Great. Wow. You still remind me of Roy Orbison. Okay, well, this is our time for conscious giving of offerings. And do we have, yes, we have a couple ushers. Thank you. I just want you to know that your tithe, your talent, and your time supports this church and makes it what it is. So thank you all so much. And if you have a gift, you want to put it over your heart, and just know with me that this divine flow of energy in me, as me, and through me goes out to support all because I am one. I am so blessed. I am unlimited abundance right now expressing. And so it is. So we'll sing, I am so blessed.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful for all that we have. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. Yes, we are so grateful. We are so blessed.
So thank you. I'd like to close with a spiritual mind treatment. If you just want to, where you're sitting, just get comfortable and take a deep breath. Oh, and just join me in knowing there is only the one spirit right here where we are. In us, around us, and through us. We are one with it and always have been and always will be. Because we are one with this one, we are immortal. So life is affirming and supporting us. We are blessed in all that we do, in our successes and in our perfect health, in our well-being, in our friends, and in our prosperity, which is overflowing. Because our source is unlimited, so we are unlimited. So I know this for each of us when I say, I am healed, whole, healthy, happy, immortal. I am forever and ever expanding, growing, open at the top. I am love. So for this, I have great gratitude. I release this word, I let it go. I know it is so, and together we say, and so it is. So please join me for chocolate birthday cake after our song. So let's stand.
Open your heart, let your love go free. Out over the ocean, right across the sea. Let it flow like a river, let it fly like a dove, till your heart remembers you can't stop love. Once you get it started, watch what it does. It'll go full circle. You can't stop love. So open your heart and let your love go free. Out over the ocean, right across the sea. Let it flow like a river, let it fly like a dove,